Hello folks, Everchanger here, and welcome back to more EarthBound Beginnings. Last time, we conquered the caverns of Mounty Toy, and we found all of the ultimate weapons that we could find in those caves. We also made our way up this small portion of a plateau on Mounty Toy, and we found this rest house, which is the last such rest house we will be seeing in the entire game. This time, I'm not gonna mince words. We're gonna open a door! Yeah. I'm sure you two would like to be alone. I'll make a few phone calls and wait out here. I'm just gonna keep silent for this part. Well, actually, no, we have to talk to her first, then I'm gonna keep silent. Derp. Ninten, please stay with me. Always. Silence falls. Would you like to dance? Ninten, do you love me? 2 words. It's canon. Oh, Ninten, I've loved you for such a long time. I've loved you since I saw you in my dream. Something I really have to point out here, because despite the gravity of the scene, it would be criminal not to bring this up. In the official soundtrack for this game, the music isn't in 8-bit. It's in a full, I don't want to say orchestrated style, but it uses like real instruments. The song that is playing right now uses smooth jazz saxophone almost exclusively. The implications of that, considering both these characters are like 10, is both hilarious and mortifying at the same time. Why are you two blushing? Let's hurry up and get out of here. Sorry to bother you two, but did you hear those loud noises? Those noises coming from outside. Not in here, silly. And we are attacked by R7038. He is new and, unfortunately, improved. I'll be honest, considering this thing blasted through a wall and entered this house, I'm not sure there's much we can really do against this guy, but I feel like we should go down swinging. 2 damage. 3 damage. 1 damage. And wow, we actually dodged something. That's impressive considering the outcome of this fight as it is intended to be. 2 damage. 3 damage. 2 damage. Ninten suffers 537 damage. Ninten was hurt and beaten. 1 damage. Anna suffered 549 damage. Anna was hurt and beaten. 1 damage. Teddy suffered 523 damage. Teddy was hurt and beaten. Zap! Oh shoot, I missed. As you can see, we were no match for that evil android that came to assault us. And it would seem that Teddy is no longer with us. In fact, we don't even know where we are. Lloyd says nothing. The doctor says nothing. Brute strength is not enough to beat them. I know now that peace can be brought back to us. I believe. Hey, Lloyd. Now is the time. You must fight for yourself. Now it is the weakling's turn. You stay here and wait. And indeed, Lloyd actually was able to fully repair the veteran's tank and come to our rescue. However, Teddy is now no longer in a state to continue on fighting. Lloyd is now with us again. I believe he is unchanged from last we saw him. And I also believe he has re-inherited his inventory. Yes, indeed he has. The stakes have gotten a lot higher now. And as you can see, we are actually at the doctor's house at the foot of Mount Itoy that we saw at the beginning of last episode. Which does mean, in fact, we must climb the entirety of the mountain up to where we were a second time. I will be doing that off-screen, but this time I actually want to show a little bit of a side quest off in LA that I did not show when we were here last time. It's not that I forgot, I just figured here would be a good point to do it because otherwise we would have to do a bit of cutting during an episode, and I didn't really want to do that because stopping and starting recordings and all that, a little bit frustrating, so I figured we'd just stick it right here since we wound up back at the foot of the mountain anyway. But yeah, I feel like the stakes of the game have gotten quite high as of this point in the game. Teddy has been very gravely injured and can no longer go forth with us, so we have to... Holy cow, that thing did a lot of damage. Wow. Alright then. Derailed. We must, in fact, ascend the rest of the mountain without Teddy to avenge his parents without him. Can we do it? I sure hope so, because honestly, on paper, Lloyd is indeed far weaker than Teddy. So while you can plow through Mount Itoy, at least the beginning part of it, with Teddy, it's going to be a lot more difficult from here on out, so should be interesting seeing how things progress from this point. Anyway, what I want to show is a really random side quest here that yields some really amusing results. So first things first, I want to go to the department store because since everyone now has their ultimate weapons, we can speak to the clerk and sell all of our old weapons. So we will sell this boomerang. Yes, that is completely fine. And then we can also go into Anna, and we will not equip the boomerang. Heavy derp on my part. I want to equip the iron skillet, and then we need to talk to the lady. Yes, I want to sell this boomerang. Another $550, which is definitely very nice. And even though it was only used for like 2 fights, we can also sell this sword right here. And I'm remembering I have to talk to the lady first. The inventory in this game, I do have to say, pretty darn clunky. And yes, it might be a good idea to dequip the katana off of Teddy when you intend to enter that cutscene where Ninten and Anna dance, so you can come back here and sell it later. But honestly, if you're not going to do this side quest, or if you've already done it, money will officially become completely useless to you. In fact, this little Easter egg that I'm showing right here is the last time we ever need to use cash in the entire game. Alright, I think we need slightly less than $3,000, so I'm going to withdraw 1,200, and that should be enough. So we're going to head all the way up to... Where do we want to go? I think we want to go to foods, yes. What we want to do is we want to talk to this guy, and we want to buy berry tofu. But we don't want to just buy one, we want to buy 3 of them. Now, hopefully I have enough inventory space. I'm pretty sure I do, considering I have just sold 3 weapons. So yes, there we go, and I think I managed to guesstimate my money value there pretty accurately. Anyway, with that, we want to head out this way and head up to the far northern portion of LA. And we get to see that there is a huge residential section up here, although it's completely decoration, because as was mentioned to us way back when, in like episode 1, since those are square doors, we cannot enter them. Anyway, if we head up here, I believe this is a little bit of a neat little thing that you can see. If we head around here, I think there's someone up here we can talk to, although I'm not sure exactly how important this is. This isn't the main thing I'm showing, but there is a guy all the way out here. You think I'm the world's greatest fisherman? Well, not quite that great. But if you have a moment, let me tell you some of my fishing stories. Oh, does that heal you? It's funny, because that sound usually indicates staying overnight, so I guess this guy had a very long story. In the meantime, dawn breaks over the harbor. That's a neat little Easter egg right there, if nothing else. Anyhow, let's head around this way, and you might recognize where we are going from the plane ride that we took back in the Yucca Desert. If we head on over in this general direction, we'll eventually happen upon this. I cannot speak to a sign. That would be stupid. Ocean View Tourists Welcome. Let's head right on in here, and there's a couple of guys. I once saw smoke rising from one of the islands. I wondered if anybody lived there. I should have looked through that telescope. What do you have to say? The telescopes? Take this elevator to the top of Lookout Tower. Alright, let's do that. And we are now at the top. Let's check out this telescope. Well, actually, no, let's check out this telescope. This is probably the telescope we want. Ninten looked into the telescope. In the distance, on the island, something sparkled. Reminder actually happening. A rocket has come over here, and if we climb into the rocket, man, Lloyd must be loving this, we will get warped over to this island. And complete with glitching sprites again. Head into this house, and we've got a couple of guys here. Have you ever tasted strawberry tofu? Yeah, sure. If you find some, buy some for me, please. I'll trade something nice in return. Something worth noting, strawberry tofu, I believe, was actually an item in the original Super Nintendo EarthBound that was localized for America. I believe that is the item that was translated into trout yogurt, so I think this is technically the same item. Anyway, I think we want to go into our goods and use the berry tofu, correct? Oh, this is strawberry tofu. Thank you. Here's something nice for you in return. And if we go into our goods, you will find out that we have been given... What have we been given? Words O' Love. What does this do? Words O' Love. Just question mark. Literally what this does is this allows you to say nice things to the enemy. Doesn't do any damage, doesn't change any stats or anything, it's just something you can do in battle. Really amusing Easter egg, but honestly, in terms of actual strategic use, pretty useless. Let's talk to this guy. I look just like Abel, but I am Baker. I also want to try strawberry tofu. Let's... hang on. Let us... hang on. I want to speak to you, good sir. Thank you. Let us go into our goods and use this berry tofu. Oh, I'm so happy. Take these swear words with you. This is similar to the words O' Love, except these allow you to cuss out the enemy. Not even kidding. And, like, not really, like, it's implied that's what happens, but really it's just stuff like, your mother was an ogre, just really childish insults like that. It's just really funny. Anyway, this guy also has some information for us. I am Abel, the doctor's assistant. I too would like to taste strawberry tofu. If we go into our goods, Scroll over to the last berry tofu and use it. Thank you. It looks so good. I'll share some important information. Near the summit of Mounty Toy, deep in the lake, there lies a fantastic robot. I think it still works. Believe it or not, that is incredibly relevant information for something we're going to be doing pretty soon. Anyway, if we climb back into the rocket, we will take off and be teleported back to the viewpoint at LA. Again, that is completely optional, but that information about the lake at Mounty Toy is actually very, very, very important, so keep that in mind going forward here. Anyway, what we're going to do now is we're going to head back into the city proper. What does this sign say? Lookout Tower West, Harbor North. Okay. Simple information, all stuff that we have known before. We are going to be heading back down here, and I think we want to pay up the cash to call our dad, because in between episodes, we really, really, really need to just climb all the way back up Mounty Toy. As much as I don't want to admit it, that is literally what we have to do, which is not the worst, and I didn't mean to withdraw. I want to deposit herp skirp derp. So we're going to head into our cash card, use deposit. There we go. And I think we can dump $14 into this thing and we'll be good. Yes, there we are. So I think with that, we are going to be calling our father again. A little bit of a shorter episode. Once again, I do apologize for that, but trust me, we're getting close to the end. Some serious stuff is going to be happening pretty darn soon. Nintendo, grab the telephone. This is your dad. I've transferred $176 into your account. While we did not do much fighting this episode, the balance is $68,739 because we're rich and our dad's rich. Next level requires $1564 for Nintendo, $4547 for Anna, $3284 for Lloyd. By the way, do you want to save? Absolutely I do. Okay, but I was thinking of going to sleep now. I've saved your progress so far. Good night, and we shall rest. See you later. Remember, push in and hold reset while turning the power off, okay? Slam. So, this past episode of EarthBound Beginnings, Nintendo and Anna professed their love for each other. As weird as that seems, some would call that scene iconic, some would call it weird. I think it's a little bit of both. And then, of course, we were assaulted by an even more powerful evil android that had it out for us. Even though Lloyd was able to come to our rescue, Teddy is in no state to continue onwards. So next time on EarthBound Beginnings, after climbing back up to the Traveler's house on Mounty Toy in between episodes, we are going to press ever further up the mountain, and hopefully, avenge Teddy's parents. So without further ado, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time.